Now, thumb sucking is almost natural with the kids. You know, you'll find a kid either sucking their thumb or sucking on their bottle or on their relaxer, whatever it is, and it's just the normal bit. However, it's a bit like strange when you come across an adult who is actually thumb sucking. And this exists, you know, amidst ourselves, and just I'm sure you have come across someone who just when looking at them very properly, you realize, gosh, they're actually sucking either their tongue or they actually suck their thumb, and it doesn't look very nice when it's an adult who is doing that. Now, sucking on thumbs, fingers, or just even the pacifiers or other objects that someone might have usually kind of like give a sense of comfort, and especially when it's with the babies, they feel kind of secure and just happy, you know, they feel safe and comfortable when they're doing that. But when it's an adult, I don't think that does. First of all, it comes with a certain level of being lost. You know, you might realize you're there with a person, but the person is in another world when they're doing that. So it's not a very good thing. The reasons for usually adults actually thumb sucking is very wide. Some people just are born with this condition. Others pick it up actually as a habit, and it's not a good one, and it ends up sticking and so on. And yeah, most of the time it's just like, yeah, it's something that starts slowly. Either if it was a young baby who was thumb sucking, or, you know, tongue sucking and so on, maybe that habit was not stopped. They didn't have that, babies try to stop that habit, so it just became part of them, and now they're grown-ups and they can't stop. Yeah, so it isn't usually without side effects. Apparently it comes with some of the side effects, and most of them have to do with the dental health. So yes, while you're busy actually thumb sucking, it's not very good for your dental health, because first of all, where has your hand been? You know, a thumb sucker, if I can call it, I don't know if that's proper English, but someone who thumb suck doesn't like go to the sink to wash their hand, like, okay, let me go and wash my hands now to suck my thumb and so on. No, they almost just unconsciously do it because they're so used to it. So you can imagine that thumb might be dirty, that thumb might have held something that is not very clean, and then it ends up in your mouth. And that's how actually you might catch an infection, or you might spread an infection into your mouth and end up actually affecting your dental health. So yeah, this habit, this disorder also might be expensive in that way. It might also cost you your dental health. And then also just it makes you, I don't know how to put it, but it kind of can also mess your posture. You know, if you've observed people who thumb suck, you realize that they're not attentive while they are sucking their thumb. So you realize someone who was sat very straight, but by the time you are saying 15 minutes, 20 minutes into a conversation and they're sucking the thumb, they are at this angle, you know. So it makes you just look like you're not serious if you're in a conversation, if you're in a meeting, you know, and so on. So yeah, it's not very good. It can actually embarrass you. Now, to overcome this not very nice habit, one might actually require to be very intentional with that. You know, intentional in the sense like, you know, when you catch yourself doing that, like, you know what, stop yourself, you know, set some rules that will help you actually stop that, whether it means like just calling yourself out loudly when you catch yourself doing that, and so on. And yeah, it can call for a lot of also just help and support from those around you. Say if it's your family members in the house and so, to help you and just help you, you know, be conscious, so that every time you do that, like, they help to call you out so that you stop, you know, and so on. Some of the side effects, like I mentioned earlier on, that can come out of this habit that is not very good, was dental health. Another one is also just misaligned teeth. You might realize that depending with what particular teeth you put a lot of pressure from your thumb, that particular tooth might actually now become misaligned, you know, might become combo, might become, you know, might look funny, you know, and so on. So it's not also good. And then also apparently then, however, depending on how frequently you do it, that sucking might also affect the roof of your mouth, and so on. And then also just With time, as you continue sucking your thumb, and most of the time it's usually a particular one, a particular thumb, and so on, materialize that actually you might end up causing some problems with that thumb. Either it might lose feeling on it, it might not be the same size as the other one, it might not be very proportional, and so on. So yeah, you might end up also just affecting the look and the shape of your thumb with that thumb sucking. And lastly, you might also end up actually having difficulties with your speech, because it's like now it's so used to being there until now you start sounding like you're just learning how to speak. I'm sure you've come across such people who are thinking, why is he or she talking like that, and so on. And yeah, probably they are thumb suckers and so on. So yeah, it's not a disability per se, but it's a condition that might result into so many other disabilities and just uncomfortable conditions that really can be avoided. Okay. So yeah, some of the home strategies or remedies that you might want to employ to help you manage this condition, should you happen to have one, will be, things like, for example, just, keep your hands busy, so that then you don't have your hand that has that thumb you keep sucking idle and just ready to be put in your mouth, and so on. And then also just, you want to have something else for you to chew, so that then you don't have to chew your thumb. If it's like a healthy gum, or something like that, so that then you just avoid having to chew that particular thumb. And another way would be actually to do with your behavioral therapy, where see a mental professional to just help you, know how to divert your mind from having to concentrate and enjoy thumb sucking, and replace that with something else. Okay, so yeah, these are just some of the habits or just disorders that either come because we invited them and we cultivated them, or they just came because they were never stopped, so they got root. They were never stopped, maybe at early ages and so on. But again, it's never that late. So yeah, an adult who happens to suck their thumb or their tongue can stop that habit with the help of themselves, being very intentional with that, and also the help of those around them. So yeah, and should you come across any person who happens to have this disorder, come on, they're not any less, they're not dumb, they're not slow, or because they do that and so on. So you still want to be nice to them. Any habit is very terrible, is very hard and difficult to break. So I'm sure this will be one of them. So again, yeah, as they're trying their best to stop it, you want to be kind while you are around them. Because that could be your spouse, your sibling, your kid, and so on, who is trying to fight this habit. So yeah, you want to give them the teamwork now, not to make them the subject of laughter, and so on. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next episode. And in the meantime, remember to like, share, and subscribe if you are a first timer. And for the returning subscribers, asante sana. Let's keep doing this and just keep sharing information about these different disabilities and disorders that are among